sit in Bombay, somebody wants to join, we can give them permission. Something is better than nothing. You can give now. If they want. No, he said he's coming, right? Yeah. No, they should come by metro. I don't know why they are coming by different thing. Metro may be much easier because outside from the metro. They should, I told him, he should come every week and stay here. Their house is here. They should stay. They are not staying. They want to go back. Acha, he's alone. Huh? Acha. Okay, that means. Okay, so, Madhya Lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 19, text 156. Text 156. 19156, Madhya. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Got it? Everyone got it? Got it? Yadi Vaishnava aparade ute hati mata.
Yadi Vaishnava aparada.
Yadi Vaishnava aparada ute hati mata.
Yadi Vaishnava aparada.
Upadeva chindetara sukiyaya pata.
Upadeva chindetara sukiyaya pata.
Upadeva chindetara sukiyaya pata.
Upadeva chindetara sukiyaya pata.
Yadi Vaishnava aparade ute hati mata.
Yadi Vaishnava aparada.
Upadeva chindetara sukiyaya pata.
Upadeva chindetara sukiyaya pata.
Yadi Vaishnava aparada ute hati mata.
Yadi Vaishnava aparada.
Upadeva chindetara sukiyaya pata.
Upadeva chindetara sukiyaya pata.
Yadi Vaishnava aparada ute hati mata.
Yadi Vaishnava mata.
Upadeva chindetara sukiyaya pata.
Upadeva chindetara sukiyaya pata.
Yadi Vaishnava aparada utehati mata.
Yadi Vaishnava aparada utehati mata.
Upadeva chindetara sakiyaya pata.
Upadeva chindetara sukiyaya pata. Yadi Vaishnava aparada utehati mata. Yadi Vaishnava aparada utehati mata. Upadeva chindetara sukiyaya pata.
Upadeva chindetara sakiyaya pata.
यदि वैष्णव अपराधा उते हति माता
यदि वैष्णवा
पदेव चिन्तितर सुखियाय पाता
उपदेव चिन्तितार सुखियाय पाता
यदि वैष्णवा अपराध उते हति माता
यदि वैष्णवा अपराध उते हति माता
उपदेव चिन्तितार सुखियाय पाता
उपदेव चिन्तितार सुखियाय पाता यदि वैष्णवा
चिन्तितार सुखियाय पाता
उपदेव चिन्तितार सुखियाय पाता
वैष्णव अपराध माता
यदि वैष्णव अपराध हति माता उपदेव चिन्तितार सुखियाय पाता
You read a translation? Hare Krishna.
If the devotee commits an offense at feet of Vaishnava while cultivating the creeper of devotional service in the material world, his offense is compared to a mad elephant that uproots the creeper and breaks it. In this way, the leaves of creeper are dried up.
Okay.
Spoken. One's devotional attitude increases in the association of the Vaishnava. Tande Charana Sevi Bhatta Sane Vasa Janama Janame Haye Abhilasa. By his personal example, Narottam Das Thakura stresses that the devotee must always remember to please his predecessors Acharya. The Goswamis are represented by one's spiritual master. One cannot be an Acharya, spiritual master, without following strictly in the disciplic succession of the Acharyas. One who is actually serious about advancing in devotional service should desire only to satisfy the previous Acharyas. Ei Chaya Goswami Yaram Mo Tara Dasa. One should always think of oneself as a servant of the Acharya. And thinking this, one should live in the society of Vaishnavas.
Okay.
However, if one thinks that he has become very mature and can live separate from the association of Vaishnavas and thus gives up all the regulative principles due to offending a Vaishnava, one's position becomes very dangerous. Offenses against the holy name are explained in Adi Leela, chapter 8, verse 24. Giving up the regulative principles and living according to one's whims is compared to a mad elephant, which by force uproots the Bhakti Lata and breaks it into pieces. In this way, the Bhakti Lata shrivels up. Such an offense is specially created when one disobeys the instructions of the spiritual master. This is called Guru Avagya. The devotee must therefore be very careful not to commit offenses against the spiritual master by disobeying his instructions. As soon as one is deviated from the instructions of the spiritual master, the uprooting of the Bhakti Lata begins and gradually all the roots dry up.
Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjanasalakraya Sakshurindrikandena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate giri Yatkripātamaham vande Shri Gurum Denatārinam Paramanandamādhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhayeva cha Patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachane Sakarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Gaura Bhakti Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram. So this is continuation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction to Rupa Goswami. Last time we discussed about how the devotional seed is rarely achieved. Brahmanda Brahmite Pawan Bhagyavan is continuation of that. Brahmanda Brahmite Pawan Bhagyavan Ji, Guru Krishna Prasade Bhai Bhakti Lata Beach. The living entity is wandering in different universes, and by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, he gets the seed of devotional service. Seed of devotional service is that opportunity to perform devotional practice. And here it is personally said by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Bhakti Lata Beach. There are so many plants, there are trees also, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chooses very carefully the word Lata. Bhakti is Lata. It is Lata means actually a creeper. Creeper is always needs support. If it was a banyan tree, you don't need support. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that how to take care of this creeper? By watering. Water is required. And this watering is Shravanam Kirtan, hearing and chanting. So, the trees don't need watering actually. Suppose, for example, like a coconut tree. No, coconut tree, you need to put water in the beginning. After that, you don't need to put it. Doesn't need your water. In fact, it will give water. There is saying that if you give water to a coconut tree, it will give water to you. तो कोकोनट ट्री में इतना वाटर है, तुम थोड़ा वाटर डाल दे, तुम काट के पी सकता है, दाब नारियल पानी. So banyan tree, you don't need to put water. They go deep, the root, because the root is very deep, they go and take water, so you don't need. There are so many trees in the farm, who is putting water? Nobody is putting. But creeper always needs water. You can't say that thoda aa gaya chhod diya. Nahi, hamesha pani lagta hai. So that is why carefully hearing and chanting is always there. Even if a person becomes very advanced, मैं बहुत advanced हो गया, मेरे को कुछ सुनने का नहीं, मेरे को कुछ chanting नहीं करना. Prabhupada also chanting. He is a pure devotee chanting. Haridas Thakur chanting. Already chanting. God is coming and telling me, छोड़ा रुको नहीं. अभी हमारा राउंड कंप्लीट करने के लिए बहुत बोलना पड़ता है. हो गया कि नहीं, हो गया कि नहीं. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming and asking, Haridas, what is the problem? He said, my problem is that I'm not able to come. He is already sick. He's not, that sickness is not bothering him. He's sick actually. In fact, he's old. He's older than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's old and sick. And he's not able to chant. And he said, what is the problem? He said, my problem not, he's not telling that mera idhar dukta hai, idhar dukta hai. He's telling my disease that I'm not able. He said, no, don't worry. No. So, this devotional creeper requires hearing and chanting till the end. Even while that also the devotee wants to hear, somebody doing kirtan, he's not telling that nobody should chant, I want quiet, quiet there. Sunna, Bhagavan ka naam sunti hai. So watering is required until the end. You cannot say that, kabhi band hoga, kya kitna, hamesha. That is a lata, creeper. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that if the devotee commits offense at the feet of a Vaishnava while cultivating the creeper of devotional service, then the offense is like mad elephant. Hatimata. Mad elephant. Here also clearly chosen, not just elephant, mad elephant. The elephant itself is very powerful. Usually, mad people gain more power, no? Because they don't go according to logic. Suppose normal person will think that इसको उठा सकता ही नहीं तो थोड़ा वजन लगेगा वो सोचेगा नहीं इसे उठाए because the mind is not coordinated, he is not logically thinking, ये गरम लगेगा ये गरम है क्या मैं पीने का तो गरम है क्या थोड़ा वो फर्क करके डाल दी thinking नहीं है, he is not logically thinking doesn't happen. So here he chosen mad elephant. On one hand, your creeper is very fragile, very delicate. On another hand, you have got mad elephant. So ये दोनों साथ में नहीं जा सकते. So when the mad elephant, when it enters, it goes, indiscriminately. Doesn't ऐसा जाएगा तो क्या होगा? What will happen to the creeper? And survival is impossible. By luck, it may happen. But then, if it is a big garden, so many creepers are there, fine. Here we are talking about one person devotional size and one person is inviting the elephant. Huh? He is elephant. It is meant for only you creeper, not for some other creeper. ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते इधर हजारों creeper है मैं side में बच जाएगा. That is group. You are not group. We are talking about one person. So your devotional creeper, you are doing offense, It's not that your devotional creeper is somebody doing offense. Somebody does not do offense for you. Your devotional, your offense. So that offense is compared to a mad elephant. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says it will uproot. Uprooting means, see, as the plant should be surviving means it should be rooted. Even sometimes the tree falls down, the root is strong. Even after falling down, it can come up also. Some trees, they fall down. If it is fully uprooted, it cannot come. The root comes out, nothing can. If root is in the ground, it should not be in the sky. Ground, If it is grounded, then it is there. So it's up to. So the elephant can actually uproot. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says uproot. It will not just damage it. The weeds are uprooted. As long as the weed is there, it will grow. Once you remove it, then it cannot grow. Growth is not possible. And once it is uprooted, you know that you keep it for some time, the leaves start drying. Katham. Means devotion service katham. This is the process of fall down. So, one has to be very, very careful in protecting one's devotional creeper. There is nothing more important than this. So, we have discussed several times. It is good to remind ourselves. Gautam Prabhupada writes in the purport about how the association of devotees saves a person. Because if one is alone, the chances of committing offense is more than one is in the association of devotees. Because even when he does a mistake, some friendly devotee may help. अरे ऐसा क्यों कर रहे? बोलने के लिए तो कोई है. If only nobody is there, then who will tell? Though that is why association of devotees is very important. So that when the deviation happens, in the beginning only somebody can help. It is very easy to take the weed out when it is young, when it becomes a big tree, then now it is very difficult. So, Srila Prabhupada quotes Narottam Das Thakur, who says that Janama ho yehi abhilash. So, life after life, I want the association of devotees. Narottam Das Thakur, directly received the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he can give association. No, he says, I want association. This is the symptom of advancement. कोई बोलेगा मैं असुर सब लोग आओ मेरा पर. So you know that what is the situation. Here, Chaitanya Narottam Das Thakur says, Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanevas. I want to be in the association of devotees. He says. That what he says, that he desires birth after birth. Next birth he will be in the association of the Supreme Lord. No, if I have to take, he's telling for us actually. If I have to be somewhere other be here, then I want to be in the association. So, the devotee association certainly helps a person to be fixed in Krishna consciousness, strengthening. See, in the cultivation, there are so many aspects, so many aspects. The devotional creeper is growing. Then, you need water to diya. Sometimes you have to nourish it. The nourishment comes in the form of not chemical fertilizers, organic fertilizer. Cow dung is a fertilizer also. So cow dung डालेंगे ना थोड़ा vitamin जैसा strength मिलता है, nourishment. So the devotee association is like nourishment. It gives extra. पानी में से काम हो जाता है, but थोड़ा गाय का गोबर और गाय मूत्र, they are all help, grow. So, Narottam Das Thakur also in another song, he says, Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Das. So Ramachandra Kavira Chakravarti is a devotee whom he used to associate. So he said that I want his association. So the association of devotee enriches because they know by their association one discusses about Krishna consciousness, which mutually enriches. So, Srila Prabhupada writes, one cannot be an acharya, spiritual master, without strictly following the disciple succession of acharyas. One who is actually serious about advancing in devotional service should desire only to satisfy the previous acharyas. So the question of how these devotees, in spite of association, they were not able to keep up the highest standards is because of neglecting the acharya's instructions. Prabhupada never, something which Prabhupada has not said, you assume yourself and start implementing, then it is definitely not going to be in line with that. So, in spite of Prabhupada giving so much emphasis on how cooperation amongst the devotees will please Prabhupada. Prabhupada said that, your love for me will be shown by how you cooperate amongst yourselves. Prabhupada said actually. So when the zonal acharyas, when they took over after Prabhupada's disappearance, it's not very really to the spirit this was followed. In fact, they were told that so many things to do, so that's their God brothers have to leave. So many of them left in the beginning because they were not able to digest the fact that they'll have to treat the present acharyas like Prabhupada they would treat. They left. That is definitely in violation of what Prabhupada taught. Prabhupada never said that. Prabhupada, in fact, Prabhupada said that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati used to call his disciples Prabhus. So, in that way, Prabhupada said, no, you God brothers should address each one as Prabhus like that. So you became Guru, then now this Prabhu became a Das, but yeah, till yesterday he was Prabhu. And today how he became Das? You become Super Prabhu, Mahaprabhu. Till the time Prabhu was there, these all are God brothers only, no? There was no somebody super God brother, somebody is inferior to superior, inferior to nahi tha us samay pe. So Prabhupada disappeared, immediately these became gurus, and they have to be in the position of Acharya, and these people are in the position of Das. So definitely that is not in the spirit of what Prabhupada taught. So, so Prabhupada writes that one should say in Vaishnava tradition, one not only considered to be servant of the servant. Dasa, dasanudas. Dasa, first is servant. Dasa, second servant. Anudas means following that. So, servant of the servant. Meaning one does not really take the position of the master. Unless one is very advanced and safely situated, one cannot consider oneself to be able to save others. So in the initial stages, the problem was they thought that no, now is our time. No, Prabhupada is not there. When the big boss is not there, small boss is in the big boss chair sometimes to see how it looks like. Suppose the boss's chair is there, their boss is not there. कैसा लगता है बैठ के देखेगा selfie ले लेंगे. You can take selfie, but don't put it on the WhatsApp. Because if it reaches the boss, he will be fired immediately. That is what the Vaishnava Aparadh fired actually. They assume the position. That is why it has to be, revised. The position of Guru. What is the position of Guru? That was revised. Previously it was not. Then it said that no. Tanda ho jata, abhi gadbad ho raha hai. So, Prabhupada writes, if one becomes very, sometimes one thinks that because I'm doing something for quite some time, I can manage myself without the association of devotees. Especially when Prabhupada was there, some devotees will come and tell Prabhupada, please give blessings. I will go and do bhajan in Radha Kund. Radha Kund is the spiritual place, topmost spiritual place. And doing bhajan is not bad. But then Prabhupada said, what's the necessity? Necessity comes when you are situated on the platform. What Prabhupada doesn't know. Why Prabhupada did not go to Radha Kund and do bhajan? Why he should be in Raman Reti? उधर भी कर सकते हैं, वो उधर नहीं. So Prabhupada said there are a lot of monkeys there. We don't need more monkeys. Monkeys. The fact is that in a person, in the initial stage of Krishna consciousness, what happens is when you are doing Krishna consciousness, in any aspect of life, people want the best. जो क्रिकेट खेलने के जाता है शुरू से सोचता है when he becomes Sachin Tendulkar. It's good to aspire, nothing wrong, but not everybody becomes Sachin Tendulkar. Then you should be happy if you are not Sachin also, you should be happy. That's the point. Then not that everybody will become like that. So in devotional service, you come and you see that, yeah, ye best hai. Are best hai to wahi chahiye. You should be qualified also. No? Best to hai. There is no denial of the fact. I should be qualified for that. Everybody wants to go to IIT. Engineering karna to IIT jana chahta. Do you know in IIT, after entering, how many people get tough time? It's not a joke. It's tough. Especially bigger IIT, original IIT like Bombay, Madras and all, they are tough. Because every single student coming there, they are toppers in their own place actually. But topper ka saath abhi competition. Many people, why some people commit suicide? They are not able to cope up. Their expectation is that उधर जाकर कि हम टॉपर बनेगा, उधर लास्ट है. अरे भाई मैं ही लास्ट है क्लास में, ये क्या हो गया? It's a shock. वो क्लास में लास्ट भी थोड़ा अच्छा ही रहता है. बाहर से तो अच्छा रहेगा, but then उनको टेंशन हो जाता है, not able to cope up with the load, heavy load है. So you should be able to see where you fit in. Your qualification is also there. ना कितना load है. If you are a weightlifter, you lift weight according to your capability. Don't lift weight according to Olympic gold medalist capability. Arey, that person lifted 150 kilo, I will also try. You can try, but then keep the doctor ready. Ambulance your level, you should know. You should not just imitate. You don't copy somebody else. Your level, you should know. So when Prabhupada writes, when somebody thinks that he can do, one should not overestimate one's own capability. If you are playing the gully cricket, you don't go and face the fast bowler in the world. I don't know who is fast bowler anyway. Fastest bowler रहेगा, उसको सामने क्या होगा? So this, why it is dangerous? Because it can actually result in offense, Vaishnava Aparadha, which is very, very dangerous. That is what this verse is discussing. So, some incidents of Vaishnava Aparadha we can discuss. Vaishnava Aparadha is so serious that if one is not careful, then, advancing in Krishna consciousness is not possible. In fact, even if he continues in devotion, that will be a great mystery. And it could even result in complete devastation of one's devotion. There are so many examples to teach us how we should be careful. One of the wonderful examples Srimad Bhagavatam talks about is Maharaj Chitraketu, which we were discussing in Visakhapatnam. Right? Chitraketu Maharaj actually met the Lord, Shankarshan, face to face. If one can meet the Lord face to face means, unless you are qualified, you are not going to meet. If you are that qualified, then you are disqualified to take birth again. Kunti Maharani says, Vivadadanti Sahasaswad Yatra Yatra Jagadguru Bhavado Darshanam Yashad Apunarbhava Darshan. If we can have darshan of you, Krishna, there is no Punarbhava. Punarbhava means no more birth. So Chitraketu was that. He saw Shesha face to face, Supreme Lord. But he was little bit careless in making a comment. Just one comment. It may even look like justified comment. Lord Shiva was sitting in the assembly of, followers, and Mother Parvati was sitting on the lap, exactly like Lord Narsingadev. On the lap, Lakshmi is sitting. So like that, Mother Parvati was sitting. And he was on the sky, he was not on the ground actually. He was traveling on the aeroplane. And he said, what is this? I heard that Lord Shiva, we heard about Lord Shiva also, right? Mohini Murti Avatar. So I heard that he is much controlled, sense controlled. What is this? In front of public, he is having his wife sitting and he is embracing. Sitting and is embracing. Here you can see Lord Shiva actually did not tell anything. The comment is on him. He didn't say, Mother Parvati, why are you sitting on your husband's lap? वो नहीं बोला. Lord Shiva कैसा बिठाया इनको बोला. See, statement also directed to somebody, no? It is directed to Lord Shiva. It's not directed to Parvati. It's not directed to the people. Why you are sitting there when he's sitting like, he's not directed to the sadhus. The straight direction of the comment is to Lord Shiva. Vaishnava Meta Sambhu. But Lord Shiva did not say anything. That is Shiva, Vaishnava. Whereas Vaishnavi was upset. He said, what do you think of yourself? You think that you are so advanced to comment on Lord Shiva? You are not fit to be in this position. Your qualities are not defeating this. He became a demon. Just can you imagine a person who was ready to go back to Godhead, he was disqualified to go back to God by one comment. It's not like anything seriously he has planned it and just out of the moment. That is why every moment is important. It can't be some moment you are casual and some moment you are serious. Devotional service is a serious thing throughout the life. It's not that I am careful 24 hours, 23 hours, 55 minutes, 5 minutes थोड़ा relax करेंगे. 5 मिनट 1 मिनट में गड़बड़ हो सकते हैं. ये तो 1 मिनट का काम था. He lost his qualification to go back to God simply by making one comment. Just a comment. Because, it is an aparad by its own way. And then by the curse of Mother Parvati, he has to undergo, he has to become a demon. He has to take one more lifetime to be born as a demon and undergo it. So, the lesson is that it is very, very important that everything we do has to be done thoughtfully, not like whimsical, thoughtless, carelessness can result in big accident. So, another example famously discussed is Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami is the personal associate, Manjari, in the pastimes of Lord Krishna. So we are discussing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this verse is spoken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami. After this only, Rupa Goswami is in Vrindavan. Kisko bola unko ho gaya. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes the best example to teach us a lesson. This very verse was spoken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami. After that, Rupa Goswami goes to Vrindavan. After that, he is practicing his bhajan there. In that bhajan, he is so absorbed in his bhajan that, so in his meditation, he was relishing the pastime of Lord Krishna, and he was smiling. And one devotee, a lame devotee, has to walk in front of him. Why he has to walk at the time only? We have to learn lesson, that's why, nothing else. None of the fault of that Vaishnava, none of the fault of Rupa Goswami. हमारे लिए कहाँ से lesson आएगा? So these are the things chosen by the Lord, arrangement of the Lord. It's not accident. It's not accidentally he came. It is not that he came, that fellow accidentally came and he laughed and then it became an affair. It's planned. Many things are planned by the Lord to teach us. So when he laughed, that person took an offense. So in Vaishnava Aparad, what happens? If the opposite party takes offense, even if you don't intend, it is an offense only. It is not that, no, I didn't laugh at you, I didn't offend you. How do you think? No, I feel offended, that's all. Offended. If one's activity hurts the other person and he feels bad about it, it constitutes an offense. It's not that you have to do some great work to make an offense. it is not your activity that itself will determine whether it is an offense or not. It depends upon what effect it makes in another person. Sometimes it may be unintentional because you don't want to offend. I don't want to offend, but then my activity is felt by somebody else as an offense, then it is an offense. That is the case that is being demonstrated in the case of Rupa Goswami. He didn't intend to. He didn't even know that who was walking in front of him. Intention kya hai? Kuch intention nahi. He is in his own meditation, in his consciousness, and somebody else is feeling that he's offended. He's concerned with offense so much so that his meditation grow. And he's telling, "Arey, what happened?" Then kya karna padega? Feast dena padega. Offense karega to feast kiske dena padega? Who is offended to find out? So he invited all the sadhus, only one person did not go. Rupa Goswami is calling for a feast. No, who will not come? But one person did not go. बोला वो ही है जो offend हो गया वो नहीं आएगा, तुम कुछ भी दे दो वो नहीं आएगा. It is his right to decide whether to go or not. You can't force anybody, no? You can't say that, no, I called, everybody has to come. How can you enforce it? Then he has to go and beg forgiveness. So in Vaishnava aparad, if aparad is committed, the person has to go and beg forgiveness from him. This is the standard. This is demonstrated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, demonstrated everything. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was distributing love of God to everybody, but Mother Sachi was not having that. So everybody said, Mother Sachi, she is your mother, love of God, why don't you give? He said, no, she has offended. Offended kya ho gaya bhai? So, Sachi Mata's first friend, Vishwarupa, was associating with Advaita Acharya. After associating, he took sannyas. See, when close and near and dear won't go away, then the person gets upset, like Daksha got upset. Here, mother is more attached, actually. So one son to Gaya, then she was okay. Then now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was associating with Advaita Acharya. She said, "Arey, ye to chala gaya, isko bhi kya hoga?" So she thought that in the mind. And this Advaita is, really not Advaita. It's a Dvaita. He is making, losing my son. The mother doesn't want to lose the son. No. So she felt in the, mind. Offense ho gaya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is sarvavyapi. He said, no, offense ho gaya. So kya karna padega? No, she has to beg forgiveness. She has to beg the dust from the lotus feet of others. Then only it will be. This rule is applicable to Mother of God. What to speak of ordinary people? If an offense is committed, that person who felt offended, he should be feeling that okay. All right. If he doesn't feel okay, then offense continues. So, Mother Sachi was waiting for an opportunity. So when Advaita Acharya was one time in very ecstatic feeling, then he was out of consciousness. So she immediately ran, and otherwise he will not allow somebody to. Who is there to give dust from the lotus feet other than gopis? Kaun dene ko tayar hai? So she went and took the dust, then said, abhi theek. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated, which is demonstrated by, even Lord Vishnu instructing the Durvasa Muni. अरे इधर क्यों आया भाई? जाओ उनके पास जाओ. Ambarish Maharaj was offended. And he tried to go anywhere and everywhere to get it nullified. Including finally he landed up because Chakra was chasing. Sudarshan Chakra was purposefully chasing in such a way that to scare him but not finish him. Otherwise he could have finished him in no time actually. Sudarshan Chakra ka speed se zyada speed mein Duras ja sakte the. if it wanted, it could have finished him. But then नजदीक में आएगा कुछ करेगा नहीं. उनको भगाने का था. कभी कभी भगाने के लिए नजदीक में जाना पड़ता है, मारने का नहीं है. तो तुम जगह chasing. It could have finished him here only. Why all the way up to Brahma Loka and Vaikuntha tak पहुंची? He thought that the Sudarshan Chakra is Vishnu's weapon. So Vishnu के पास जाएगा तो बोलेगा अरे तुम चुप रहो, like you know, कुत्ता काटने के लिए आएगा तो उसका मास्टर के पास जाएगा ना, तो मास्टर चुप 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 बोलेगा तो चुप, तो कुत्ता चुप हो जाए. वो सोचे ठीक है भाई, तो लॉर्ड विष्णु से मेरा हाथ में नहीं है. You have offended him, better go to him, then he only can save. Even I cannot save. So even God cannot save a person who is an offender. So how serious it is then? It is a very serious matter, isn't it? So that also to teach us. To teach us, if it is too cold, you can put it up. Cold? Yeah, put it up. That is actually the cold spot. Like gold spot is cold spot. The AC directly comes there, that vent, you know. So even Krishna is instructing us, if an offense is committed, don't come to me. You can't say that I will left and right offend him, I will go to Radha Rasbihari, please forgive me. So in this way, offenses are very, very serious. Only by means of going to the Vaishnava and serving the Vaishnava, one can actually overcome the offense. Sometimes one may not know what offense he has committed. Jagai and Madai came to Chaitanya and said, we don't know what, we didn't even keep count of it. We were not even in proper state to know that what offense committed. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, you make a ghat. वो घाट में ना साफ करते रहो. Everybody is using that, you serve everybody. So when you serve, so if you have committed an unknown person, you serve everybody so that वो जो offense commit किया वो भी आ जाएगा. So they were cleaning the ghat, so that those who are using the ghat, it is service to them. प्रसादम सर्विस सबको सर्विस करेगा ना, तो offender का भी आ जाएगा तो उनको भी सर्विस हो जाएगा. So in this way, committing an offense is a very serious matter, so much so that it can actually endanger our devotional service. So one should be very, very careful to not allow the mad elephant to enter into our devotional service. प्रसाद लाया है क्या? लाया? आवाज नहीं? Oh, I didn't hear, so I thought I didn't. अच्छा, जल्दी सर्विस हो गया. So it gives great importance, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction to Rupa Goswami, that one should not allow the mad elephant to enter into the garden of devotional service. So one should be very, very careful in taking care of the creeper. Otherwise, watering is needed, protection is needed, enrichment is required. All these things have to work so much so that the creeper will keep growing. Creeper growing means we are progressing in Krishna consciousness. Creeper growing means progressing. Creeper getting distracted means our devotion is finished. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction of taking care of this creeper should be taken very, very seriously in our devotional service, so that our devotional creeper keeps growing and growing and growing until it reaches the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Any questions? Very serious topic.
Three questions.
इसके लिए जल्दी खत्म कर और भी कुछ बोलना था अभी ना बच गया we can
First and foremost question is in present context, who is a Vaishnava? Anyone who is following the four regulative principles and chanting, is he a Vaishnava? Or because when we are talking about Vaishnava, we are talking about people, so we are talking about all those are elevated Vaishnavas, but in present context, who is a Vaishnava?
in all contexts Vaishnava is one who follows Vishnu. Vaishnava means one who is accepting Vishnu as the supreme Lord, master. Vaishnava means of Vishnu. One who is accepting Vishnu as the supreme Lord is a Vaishnava. He may be chanting 1 round, he may be chanting 2 rounds, he may be chanting 100 rounds, he may be chanting some other rounds. Vaishnava, Sri Vaishnava is also Vaishnava. Madhva Vaishnava is also Vaishnava. So many Vaishnavas. Instead of assessing who is Vaishnava and whether to offend him, okay, he's a non-Vaishnava, we offend him. Our attitude should be not to offend anybody. Then everybody will be in line. ये वैष्णव है इसको offend नहीं करना है, ये वैष्णव नहीं इसको गाली दो. If I have the attitude of giving gali, then one day I'll give gali to this fellow also. I don't know who is Vaishnava. So we should consider anybody who is, no, we should not have the very mood of offending anybody. No, why do Vaishnava aparad? Non-Vaishnava aparad also we should not do. So it's a matlab mayavad aparad kare. Mayavadi तुमको अपराध है. किसी को भी अपराध नहीं कर. Offending is a disease in the heart. That disease should be removed. The offense comes by means of what? Suppose you blaspheme somebody. What is that? So you put yourself higher and put somebody lower. Then you try to pass a comment. What right you have to put yourself higher? Who gave the right? कोई दिया नहीं, अपना आप से ले लिया कहां से? Where the question of then humility comes. You become no humbler than a blade of grass, and you think that you are like a coconut tree. Oh, where are you to learn? So we should not even think of Vaishnava. We think about how to become humble. If you become humble, you will not be offending anybody else. You become humble, where the question of somebody comes and chastises you, you just tolerate. You may say that you may say very easily it is difficult, you know. Difficult to hai, कौन बोला easy कर. और क्या करना? वही तो करना है. कोशिश तो करना है. नहीं होता तो भी, it is not that, you know, one can, exhibit all the symptoms of a humble soul overnight. But at least we should know where we are going and try, no? Try to kar sakte hai. If you are offending, 100%, if you have come to 99%, that is also good enough. Improving, growing in the right direction. So it's a matter of time. But then if one is sincere, he can do it. It's not that something impossible is given. Something is possible but difficult. Difficult, but possible. So we should think that how to save my devotional service is not a question of establishing certain things in front of the public. How everybody will think if I don't do this. Oh, hamara kaam nahi. Most important aspect is how can I save my devotion? Because this devotion, because previous few verses back, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already said that, rarely achieved. Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan. You become Bhagyavan and then you lose it. You very rarely achieved commodity And how to save it should be most important aspect. How can you lose it? If my doing this is going to make me lose devotion, I will not do it. That should be the mood. A correcting another person comes if you have an authority to correct. किसी का जाके correct करने कोई जरूरत नहीं. If somebody is under your care and it becomes your duty, father can correct the son. Father will go to neighbor house and correct the another person. Impractical. Nobody will listen also. Practical. In Chennai, I was going in a train. I was sitting. Some young boys, college student or school, I don't know. They were hanging on the, this, Chennai is not as crowded as Bombay, by the way. But then one fellow said that, why you are hanging like that? Why don't you? In fact, there were seats actually. Good advice only, no? अरे why you are hanging? Baba, it is dangerous. Why don't you come also? अब आपका काम देखना. Young boy, 17, 18 years. He's an elderly man, 60 years. सीधा बोलता है. वो क्या करेगा? क्या enforce कर सकते हैं? So you are not going to correct somebody else. No, if it is your own son, you can tell. Other son, ठीक है, क्या कर सकते? So you have to have authority to correct somebody. Sometimes temple बोले, hey, क्यों कर रहा है, वो क्यों कर रहा है? Everybody, what he is doing is your concern. What you are doing is your concern anytime. What you are supposed to do. So, the bottom line is that how to protect my devotional service. If somebody is doing wrong also, then what is to be done? You have to tell somebody who can correct him, not that we have to get into the job. My job is to correct everybody. Sometimes nobody listen to you. What do you do actually? What do you do? So, what was your original question? Who is a Vaishnava? We should not even think that who is a Vaishnava. Am I a Vaishnava? I should ask. Suppose somebody chanting one round also, you may say that he is chanting one round only. What kind of Vaishnava he is? He's a Vaishnava, but he's doing this much wrong, that much wrong. But because he's doing that wrong, he may not be a Vaishnava. We are evaluating others. If we don't have authority, you should not evaluate. If you are a teacher, you can evaluate your student. If you are not a teacher, how you can evaluate the student? Somebody's student you can evaluate. So, when we ask the question, it is a question of evaluation. In fact, we should evaluate ourselves. Am I a Vaishnava? You should evaluate yourself. Am I a Vaishnava to evaluate other Vaishnavas? If that question is answered, I think you may not evaluate. If you are true to yourself. But if you are not, then you start evaluating. That itself shows that you are not a Vaishnava. Where is the question of other person Vaishnava or not? So, we should definitely more be concerned about our stature in Vaishnavism than others. Others, they may be making mistake. I'm not telling that nobody may make mistake, but then our concern should be more about how we should not make mistake and leave it to the other people to take care of him, whosoever their counselors are. You directly cannot do anything. You had anything to say in between?
Question was, if someone commits any offense and he speaks about it, then what happens? That will be an offense from our side.
He commits offense. Somebody else.
Someone else is committing an offense. And if we say something to that person.
Why you are committing offense?
Yeah. Or any comment, or to discuss these things with any other person. That will be an offense.
No, it depends upon what is your attitude and the mood. If suppose somebody is committing an offense and he is under somebody, counselor. So you can tell the counselor that day I saw he was doing like that, so please stay. That is not an offense. Just inform.
If someone says, like, to be any person, doing a Vaishnav Vrinda,
And we cannot directly say to that person, but if we blaspheme that person at the back, is that right or not?
We all the time should be concerned about how to save our devotional service. If suppose that person is committing offense and you blaspheme him, then what's the difference between he committing offense and you committing offense?
That would be an offense.
Of course. See, everybody has got some positive, some negative. Who is having everything positive and who is having everything negative? Some positive, some negative. So we should be positive enough to see the positive in others. And see that at least he's doing this much thing. Most of the time, others' negative come very prominently in front of us. Our positive comes more prominent than that. Ulta karna padega. If we see our negative and see somebody's positive, that is what the Vaishnavism is. At least he is doing that thing. In spite of so many difficulties, at least something he is doing. That will be more, important than we saying that I am doing so many things he is not doing. So what is the result of it? What is the use of it anyway? So what? Are you perfect to comment on others? So we have to restrict ourselves to what we are entitled for. Suppose somebody just practicing devotional service. He sees somebody in the temple doing something wrong. You don't have to get on his case. You can tell the authority. Why authority? There are administrative authority, there are spiritual authority. The counselor is the spiritual authority. Administrative authority, president, vice president. If the temple administrative matter, you just come and tell the temple president, vice president, you start trying to do, it's not going to work. Okay, I say, okay. It what happens, unnecessarily it creates only trouble for your own devotion service. Because it is creating, we should not do it. How it is going, if it is affecting your devotional is fine. It is not going to affect. It's only a matter of showing that, see, I can find fault with others, you see. I said the fault, you can find fault with everybody. So there are people finding fault with Krishna also. So kidhar tak pahunchenge? If somebody you can't find, So is it going to in what way it is going to help me in my devotion life? This should be the question before even you act upon somebody's offense also. Is it going to help me? No, I want to help him. Not your business. Not your business. Minding one's own business is a good thing in devotional service also. Our business is to take care of our creeper is suffering. You want to water somebody's creeper? Suppose you are a farmer, you will be concerned about your field, paddy field, garden, job. If your creeper is drying and you are seeing that, देखो उधर weed आ गया है, ये आ गया है, ये काट रहा है. In your garden you are not seeing, another person's garden is it necessary to see? Suppose you say weed, you don't know how much weed is in your feet and you are seeing another person. So the responsibility of correcting another person comes with the administrative and spiritual authority. The spiritual master can correct. Siksha Guru can correct. Those under whom they are working, they can correct. You don't have to correct the whole world. Everybody in the world, where it will be? It will lead nowhere. It will only create disturbance. Either in front or back, if the attitude for blaspheming comes, the attitude should be removed. The removal is not the particular incidents. The very way of life should be not offend. No. If you don't offend anybody, everything will come under. So when we say that we should have consciousness purification, when purification happens, it is having the attitude to correct others. That is what Vaishnava Acharya was telling. He can give association. He said that I want association. Narottam Dastar. Who? Not ordinary person. Narottam Dastar. Personally blessed by Lord Chaitanya. So they are telling. How can I be servant? Nobody is telling that how can I correct others. If such a people are not correcting, what is that we have to correct?
That means we should just chant, we should be quiet, and we should be away from aloof from other people. And that because even if we don't intend and there is an offense. So
It's very difficult.
so that's the like we shouldn't talk about anything about anybody get into any conversation.
If it doesn't concern you, if it concerns you, yes. Suppose, for example, our group. In our groups, where we are in the discussion, then outside discussion, suppose we are going to distribute prasad. So I'm not going to be there. You are taking prasad. If suppose somebody is doing some mistake, so within that, there are certain small things you can try to solve, but there is something serious mistake. If you try to correct that person, and if that person doesn't take in the right perspective, you don't have to do that. You can come and tell me, I can tell in a different way, a different situation. Things can be taken care, but directly deal with that, which you may not have the authority, or you may not be in a mood to listen to, that their correction is not required. Okay, mistake to hota hi hai. It's not that everybody is perfect, but somebody whom we can listen, that person should be told, then it is easier. That is what it means to be spiritual authority and administrative authority. Temple mein kuch hota hai, administrative authority hota hai. When somebody's spiritual thing is there, immediately whomever is the counselor, Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, seriously. So, it is not that we close our eyes and don't see anything, but then if you really want to help him, so you do it in such a way that the person changes. You may note it, but you don't have to immediately try to correct it, especially if the person won't take your word seriously. Sometimes equals, ठीक है, मैं तो ऐसा कहते, कल भी तुम ऐसा किया था ना. In this you are telling I did mistake. Yesterday you did some other mistake, you know. बोल सकते हैं. In serving prasad you may be making mistake. In something else, some other mistake. So you मेरे को कर कर तुम कल किया था. So when amongst equal, it is difficult to correct, you know. Friendly accept करेगा तो ठीक है, accept नहीं करेगा ठीक है भाई छोड़ देना, but then दोनों का correct करना पड़ेगा अभी. But that can happen at a different level, different situation. It doesn't have to happen immediately. It can be happening after some time also. Not that immediately everything has to happen. So, yes, you are not a stone or robo or anything like that. You are a living conscious person. You are serious about your Krishna consciousness and you are serious about your association also. And then if you really are a friendly person, you will try to help that person in a way that that person will ultimately change. Whichever way, directly if you tell, if you are very friendly, if you tell and you will take, that's fine also. Nothing is stopped. But if you know that, you know very well that somebody listen to you or not. इतना तो मालूम है ना, ये हमारा पास सुनने वाला है कि नहीं हमको मालूम है ना. So accordingly you have to act. That's not, it's not a great secret that somebody listens. With so much of interaction, you know who listens to whom. So, guys. So yes, you can correct in a way that is practical. If it works at your level, fine. If it doesn't work, at another level. But then rectification has to happen. You have to inform. That is your duty also. You can't be negligent also. कोई करने वाला करने तो हमको क्या कर. But at the end of the day, if he's in our group, that is one level. In the temple, one level. Is part of ISKCON, another level. The ISKCON devotee, suppose for example, somebody is doing outside the tea shop, somebody is wearing kantimala and tilak and drinking tea. Obviously, you should report, oh, kya karna, humko kya karna. Offense nahi hona chahiye. अरे भाई, you should come and tell with whom he is belonging to. उनको बोला, अरे भाई, कल देखा चाय पी रहे हो. बोल सकते हैं वो, if he is under somebody, that person will call and ask him, क्या हो रहा है भाई, तुम चाय पीना ना पियो, निकालो कांटी माला निकालो, झलक नहीं डालो. ये करने के बाद बोल सकते हैं. You can't say that, oh, क्या करना, हमको क्या करना. You can't be, very, kind of uninterested or, indifferent. I am very detached. You are part of Krishna consciousness. You have to have your duty to be done also. If something is seriously wrong, you should report. Reporting is also right. It's not offense. Somebody drinking tea and you can come and tell upper temple, you can tell temple that it may be even it may be staff also. But we will tell him, hey, you can't put the kantimala. Our staff go and drink tea. No, we don't mind. But they don't wear kantimala and tilak. No. Our staff है 500 people है. You think they are all following 4 regulative principles strictly with all tea, coffee and all? No. But he may be putting tilak and then we said no, okay, drink tea, but don't put tilak and kantimala. So we have to be knowing well where is our Lakshman Rekha. And we should do things for constructive. Constructive, you can criticize. Constructive criticism is acceptable for improvement, not destructive, to put somebody down, to destroy somebody. That is not. That will not help our. At the end of the day, whatever it is boils down to our devotional service, which is most important for us. We can't take a risk in our devotional service. If anything is required to protect our devotional, that we should do. And out of all these things, offense is something very serious because it can immediately uproot our devotional in no time. That's why it's serious. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives the example of Hatimata, mad elephant. So, if mad elephant is coming in front of us, definitely we'll try to save ourselves. That's all. What if you're a mad elephant? Even a mad dog comes, you will go. Anything coming mad, even a mad man, you will come to protect yourself. But elephant is serious thing. It can finish off, crush the devotional kirtan. That's why we have to be very careful. Whatever it takes, we should do so that our devotional kirtan is protected. Interestingly, you can see this is told by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami, and it actually happened to Rupa Goswami. Unintentionally. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is choosing Rupa Goswami himself to give this example to us, teachers. It could, the same thing could have been happened with Raghunath Das Goswami also. No, he took Rupa Goswami. उनको बोला ही उनको ही हुआ है करके दिखाना. That is. Whatever is intentionally could be avoided, first you do that, then unintentional things could be taken care of. Intentionally, once I am free from that unintentional thing, when it happens, it will be happening by some arrangement of the Lord. For that also, Lord will have the solution for it. That will be taken. In this case, Sanatana Goswami told him he hosted a feast and he found out and he begged forgiveness and he cleared. That will be arranged easily. What we should do is intentionally not doing. That is what we have to put effort. Unintentionally, what you can. Something happens unintentionally, you only take shelter of the holy name more and more, then offenses will be cleared as things move. Unintentional things are not as serious as intentional. You know what you are doing, still you are doing. That is dangerous. That is what we have to work on. Unintentional thing is not in our hand. Like, he laughed. You may do something, somebody else may take it like that. But then, if you are sincere and serious, Krishna will make a way in such a way that those things will be taken care of. That is natural in the progress of Krishna consciousness. All right, we'll stop here. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki.